Welcome back to Wildcats. If you would, pause the video and update your table of contents. Okay, now that your table of contents are updated, I want you to see that we're looking at Tuesday, September 13th, composition of functions, and our notes are going to be on page 10. Also note that the test is September 16th, that's Friday, and that remember that all assignments up until this test, you can turn in for 100. After test 1, all the assignments below test 1 can be turned in for the highest of a 70. Okay, so remember that, please. All right, so let's go to page 10. Okay, so what we're talking about is composition of functions. And we kind of could have a little note that composition of functions with respect to inverses. Okay, so what we're talking about is fog and golf. What fog means is that you're doing f of g of x. Okay, and golf means g of f of x. Now, I've color-coded these to help really clarify it. I use yellow for the function f and pink for the function g. You don't have to use those colors, but I would suggest getting those colors to help clarify your notes, okay? All right, so really the notes are here that if we do fog or fg of x and we get x, and we do golf, which is g of f of x, and we get x, then the result of fog and golf is x. When this is true, when the result of fog and golf is x, then f of x and g of x are inverses. Okay? So pause the video, update your notes. Okay, now that you have your notes updated, let's move on to the examples. Okay, so our examples. Now remember, examples go in the journal. So this is included in 10. So you have 2 page 10s. Okay, you can kind of call them sections if you want. Okay, so let's look at example number 1. It says determine if the functions are inverses of each other. Okay, remember, if they're inverses of each other, then the result of fog and golf will both be x. So let's do fog. Which is f g of x, which in this case will be f of, well, g of x is 1/2 x minus 3 divided by 2. So now we're going to plug that in for f of x, so then you get 2 times 1/2 x minus 3 divided by 2 plus 3. All right, so I've ran out of room on the right, so I'm just going to come below. So we're going to distribute or multiply. So 2 times 1/2 is 1x. I should say 2 times 1/2 x is 1x. And 2 times negative 3 divided by 2 is negative 6 divided by 2. We add the 3. So what you'll see is negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. And negative 3 plus 3 is 0. So these become 0. So you're left with 1x. Okay, so f of g is equal to 1x. So now let's do g of f. And you might just draw a line here just to separate. And you might also come down and bring this, so f of g, so you see that so you know that f of g is equal to 1x. All right, so this is g of f of x equals g of, well, f of x is 2x plus 3. So then we're plugging in this for g of x. So that's 1/2 times 2x plus 3 minus 3 divided by 2. Okay, so we distribute. 1/2 times 2x is 1x. 1/2 times 3 is a plus 3 divided by 2 minus 3 divided by 2. So I'm hoping you see that 3 divided by 2 minus 3 divided by 2 is 0, and your result is 1x. So just like we did before, you can bring this down. So g of f, or golf, equals 1x. So since the result of fog and golf for these two functions is 1x, 1x, we can say that f of x and g of x are inverses. So that's your final conclusion here. Okay, so that's example 1. I'm going to let you try example 2 on your own, and let's look at example 3. Okay, so again, now I'm going to take a little note here. I wrote kind of big here, and I kind of ran space, so I'm going to kind of actually move my notes up there a little bit on this one to give myself space. So we're going to do f of g. So that's f of g of x. So that's f of, well, g of x is 1/2 x plus 3 divided by 2, which equals, so when I say equals, what we're going to do is we're going to substitute that in for f of x. So that's negative 3 over 2, 1/2 x plus 3 divided by 2 plus 4. So now we distribute. So negative 3 divided by 2 times 1/2 x is negative 3 divided by 4x, because remember, when you multiply fractions, you multiply the numerators and you multiply the denominators. So negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. 2 times 2 is 4. Then we multiply here. Negative 3 over 2 times 3 over 2 is a minus 9 divided by 4, because negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 4. All right. So then we can combine terms here. So I'm going to put one denominator. I need to multiply this by 4 over 4. And so then you get negative 3/4 x minus 9/4 plus 16/4. And so that equals negative 3/4 x. And then now when you combine fractions, as long as the denominators are the same, which they are now, we combine. So negative 9 plus 16 is positive 7/4. Now, what I'm hoping you see is that we don't have 1x. So because you see that you don't have 1x doing f of g, you can stop there because they both have bx. Since this is an x, you're done. And you can say that f of x and g of x are not inverses. Okay, so you'll see that in example number 1, they were inverses because you got 1x and 1x. And you'll see in example 3 that they were not, because when you did f of g, it was an X. So I want you to try example 2 and example 4 on your own, but understand when you come to class, we'll do example 2 and example 4 in class so you can ask questions. Okay? And remember, as always, you can ask questions before school, during lunch, in class. And with that, have a terrific Wildcat day.